Hi, this is the best of chess, and here with you is FIDE Master Bojan Jovanovic. For today, I prepared the Discover attack for a hard level, and before we start, I would like to remind you that the Discover attack is made of battery, which is consisted from two pieces. One which attacks and one which discovers that attack, and that piece can also make a threat. So let's start with our first example for today, and we will start with our usual process by estimation of the position, and we will go for quantitative analyze, and we can see that white has queen to rook, two bishops and 5 pawns. On the other side, black has queen, two rooks, bishop, knight, and 6 pawns. So black is pawn up, and okay, from material point of view he is slightly better, but we will see now qualitative analyze, and we can see that white king is perfectly safe here on g1, and black has a very active queen which is attacking this g7 pawn and king by that, and also this rook on c8 and this pawn on d4. This rook on c1 together with this bishop on c5 is creating a battery, and he can attack this rook on c8. This rook on f1 is not so well placed, but he can be activated, and this bishop is also very active. So white pieces are pretty good, and on the other side we will see that black king is not so good on g8 because of this g7 pawn is attacked by white queen, and okay, queen is somehow misplaced on b5, so she doesn't have some specific purpose. And okay, rooks are placed let's say okay, but again this rook on c8 is attacked, and that is a problem. Bishop on f7 has just a defensive part in this position, and he is protecting this knight which is in the center of the board and which is very active. So we should try to make a plan how to use this battery and activity of the queen, and we can immediately make a conclusion that we can move this bishop on d4, but after that game will be approximately equal. Maybe white will be slightly better, but I think it's about equal. But this bishop can make some bigger threat than to take this pawn, and that is connected with activity of this queen, and this is the move, bishop f8. And after this move, white creates a threat of giving a mate on g7, and also he is attacking this rook on c8 with his rook and with this queen, so rook is going to fall and white will be completely winning. Let's go for our next example. This is our second example, and we will immediately start with estimation of the position. First we'll go to quantitative analyze, and we can see that white has queen, two rooks, two bishops, and 4 pawns. On the other side, black has queen, two rooks, bishop, knight, and 4 pawns also. So from material point of view, position is equal. But now we will take a look in qualitative analyze, and we can see that white has almost perfectly safe king on g1. This queen is attacked by the bishop, so she is not so well placed. Also, through the queen, this rook is also hanging. But together with this bishop, he's creating some battery which can be used. And this rook on f2 has a very defensive part in this game. He's just protecting this pawn, and okay, he's attacking this f6 pawn, but that is not so important in this specific position. And okay, this bishop on b6 is very active and creating some threat here on d8 maybe. On the other side, we can see that black has a very bad position of his king. He is in the center and he cannot find some safe place on the board. This queen is on battery, and this bad position of queen can be easily used. Knight is very defensive on d8. Rook on g6 is very good. He is attacking this pawn on g2 and protecting this f6 pawn at the same time. Rook on a3 is also very active, and this bishop is creating very big threat to take this queen on c2. So we are under attack, so we must find very forced line, and we should try to use this battery and activity of the bishop and bad position of black king, black queen, and this knight on d8. And okay, there is no so much options for white. I think the only candidate move is bishop b5 to discover this attack. And also he's pinning this queen on d7 and king, and black has a very few options. He can take this bishop on b5 with his queen, and after this move black is in very big trouble. After rook d8 check, king e7 is forced. After queen c7, the best move is queen d7, but then bishop c5, king e6, rook e8, queen e8, and queen d6 mate. So queen b5 is very bad move, you know. Because of that, maybe black should try with bishop b5, but after this move our queen is not under attack anymore, and black's queen is under attack. And after rook d7, bishop d7, white has a very big material advantage, and he's completely winning. So last option for black in this position is bishop c2 to try to take this queen. But after that we are making another battery after rook d7, and again batteries consisted from bishop and rook, but now characters is changed. Now rook should discover this attack, and black has also very few options. And after knight d6, because knight is hanging, rook d2 check, and this bishop on c2 is going to fall, and white will have one piece up, and it's completely winning. So knight d6 doesn't work, neither another option, king f8, it doesn't work also, because of very simply rook d8, and white is winning. So again, battery was motive for finding this combination. Let's go for our third example. This is our third example, and we will start with estimation of the position, and like always we will start with estimation of quantitative position. And we can see that white has queen, rook, 2 bishops, knight and 5 pawns. On the other side, black has queen, rook, 2 bishops and 6 pawns. So we can conclude that white has a knight for a pawn. So material advantage is in white favor. But on the other side, black is very active, and okay, we will start with qualitative analyze, and we can see that white king is under attack because of this weak pawn on f2 and this knight on f1, which is pinned by this strong queen. And also this queen on a8 is somehow out of the game and cannot protect this pawn on f2, neither queen on f1. This rook is together with this bishop creating some battery, and okay, this bishop on a2 is very active and attacking this pawn on e6. On the other side, okay, we already said that this queen is very active and very strong, pinning this knight on f1, and also bishop on d4 is in the center of the board, and he is attacking this weak pawn on f2, and also this rook is very strong, and he is also attacking this pawn on f2 and creating a battery also, and we will see that with this bishop. But unfortunately that bishop is restricted by his own pawn. So we should make a plan how to use these minuses and pluses of the position, and I think only plus in white position, except this bishop on a2, is this battery. So if we don't use this battery, probably we're going to be mate. And if we move this bishop, queen will take a1 rook. So if we move this bishop, that must be with check, and we cannot do that immediately. So this pawn on f2 is attacked, and if we try to protect it on only way, it's bishop e3, then after queen a1, bishop d4, queen a2, black is completely winning. So bishop e3 doesn't work, so we must find some combination to try to save this game, and our idea should be to bring black king on dark square and then to give a check and discover this attack. And how to do that? Obviously we should first move this black bishop on c8, and after bishop e6 check, black has a few options. If he takes with bishop, then after queen f8, king f8, bishop h6 check, we discovered this attack on the queen, and white is going to win this game. So after bishop e6, white is winning. But what about king g7? Again, bishop h6, discover attack, and black queen is going to fall. After this check, there is two more options to play rook f7 and king h8. We will start with rook f7, but after this move, white is simply taking this bishop on c8, and after this check, only move is king g7, and again we have this bishop h6 to discover this attack on black queen. So last option is king h8, but after this move, simply bishop e3 is winning, because now when black take this rook on a1, then we have this bishop d4 check, and it's end of the game. So in black and white has one battery, but white was on the move, and white used his battery first and discovered attack and won the game. Let's go for our next example. This is the last example for today, and we will start with our process of thinking. And first step is estimation of the position, and we will start with quantitative analyze. We can see that white has queen, 2 rooks, 2 bishops, 2 knights, and 7 pawns, and same number of pieces and pawns black has also, and material is approximately equal. And now we will start with the estimation of qualitative position of pieces, and we can conclude that white king on g1 is safe. Queen together with this bishop is creating some battery. Rook on f1 is supporting this pawn, and maybe some advance of this pawn. Bishop on e3 is very active and covering these dark squares. Knight on g5 is also very active, and we can see that he provoked this h6 weakening. And knight on c3 also is very good. Rook on a1 should be developed, but generally position of white is slightly better from positional point of view, and also because of this pawn, which is giving to white space advantage. On the other side, black has a very passive position of all pieces. This king is at the moment safe here on g8. Rook is extremely passive on f1. Also this rook on a8. This queen is under some battery and unprotected on the 8. Bishop is shooting in this e5 pawn, so he is useless. This knight on e8 is at the moment on the last rank, but he will be easily developed on d5, and this bishop is also undeveloped for the moment, but he can be developed maybe at some point on f5 or on or on e6. Also this knight on b6 is active. So basically the main minus in the position, what we can use is this unprotected queen on d8, and we can use that only by moving this bishop from d3 and by giving a check, but we cannot give a check at the moment, and our knight on g5 is attacked. So our candidate move must be connected with moving this knight, and we can play, for instance, knight from ge4, but after this move white can play knight c7 and to activate his bishop and knights. So position would be only slightly better for white. So this is not the move, and the move is knight h7. And what we achieve with this move, we're attacking obviously this bishop, this rook on f8, and he cannot be protected and moved. So only option to protect this and save this rook is to take this pawn with this knight with a king, and after that move we have black king on the square where we want him, and we can give this check and to discover this attack on black queen, and after this move white is completely winning. So this knight cannot be taken, and second candidate move for black can be this knight d5 to make some counter attack on this bishop and to try to make some double attack. But after this move white can simply take this knight on d5, and after king h7 we will again use this battery, queen plus bishop, and we will play knight b6. We are attacking now this rook, and if black takes this knight on b6, then we have again bishop g6 check, and we can take this queen on d8. So this knight cannot be taken, and after move bishop g4 to try to escape from this battery and to protect this queen, we have queen g4, and after ab6 we can easily play f5, and after bishop e5 we have fg6, king h8, gf7, knight f6, and after queen g6 white is completely winning. I want to remind you once more that you can practice combinations and also discover attack by analyzing games of strong player, and by discovering all moments when discover attack or combinations at all appear in the game. For the best of chess, this was FIDE Master Bojan Jovanovic. I hope you enjoyed, and see you soon.